Hello everybody, Pinstripe here. Welcome to week 6 of the Hogs of War League. We're on to match 29, CASTOR versus Herpderp. And as you can see, CASTOR going for 2 sappers, a grenadier, an orderly and another sapper. We're starting on Hillock. Meanwhile, Herpderp, I'm not entirely sure what his lineup is going to be, but we will find out. And of course, win this match. CASTOR is looking to maintain his unbeaten run. In fact, he has been unbeaten in all competitive tournaments so far, dating back to the Rank Up tournament back in July. So, still no defeats in terms of games. He has been beaten in some rounds, in 2 rounds in total, and that was between ADB, and he also lost a round against Iron Fox. But the map rotation for this game is going to be Hillock, then Ridgeback, and finally Frostfight. So I think both players are ready to go for this immense showdown. So it's going to be Herpderp to go first. And he is kind of cornered here with his Grenadier. So whenever he's ready, we will begin. But I'm not entirely sure. Yes, he does indeed have controls. Herpderp is one of the players in the league that tends to use a keyboard over a controller, which could be seen as a little bit strange, but he's looking to get the kill on the Grenadier. If he can blast him towards the wall, which he does, and that should be a kill as he hits the out of bounds area, and CASTOR immediately down to 4 pigs. So a wonderful first turn there for Herpderp, but we might have some controller issues here. So both players are actually suffering from a bit of input lag. My internet hasn't been amazing recently, but there could be another kill here. Both players blow for blow. Whether or not they'll have enough to knock him back into the out of bounds wall, we will see. He just needs to touch it to explode, and he looks like he's going to be safe. No, falls! Just about stops. And Herpderp's pig survives, but he has he has a long way to swim. In fact, he's going to turn around. Okay, I don't think I've ever seen that before. He's going to keep going until he is back into the playable area. So a ton of damage from CASTOR there. Doesn't kill the sapper, but reduces his health by 120 or so. And Herpderp is probably going to repay the favour, maybe go for the left side this time. Seems to be the way to go. Big body of water. He can get his health down. Just looking to angle it just right. It is maybe not as close as he'd want to be, and he is running back to the spot he was in a second ago. Maybe not the best position, but 46 damage. And yes, just a little bit of water damage as well, down to 83. So still technically advantage Herpderp, as his sapper is still alive, but it's back to CASTOR with his other sapper. He has 3 in total. And Hillock is the place to be. CASTOR immediately jumping into the water. Needs to gain some ground, close the distance, and once again pigs being positioned on this map very close to the edge of the wall. I mean, look at the slope. If he can just push him over there, he should slide right off. And CASTOR should get the kill here. Hides behind the tree just to absorb any damage that comes his way. Should be safe. 47 damage, but he only slips into the water. But he's going to turn around and swim in the other direction for some strange reason. And that could result in a kill. I think he's going to be safe just about. Down to 7 health. So Herpderp's going to pick up the rocket launcher. And it's going to look to damage that sapper that did all of the crazy damage, but not before he does some healing. Boost him up to 27 health. So Herpderp getting lucky with his pig surviving. But he does now have 2 pigs on fairly low health. I'm not sure he'll have enough time to take his shot. We had quite a few internet issues for both players, but Herpderp does manage to get a shot away. It's not going to be enough. But like I said, my internet hasn't been amazing recently, which, as many of you will know, in terms of hosting matches for Hogs of War, you do require a decent amount of internet speed to be able to host 2 players minimum. And obviously for the league that is necessary. So I do apologise to players that may have been affected so far throughout the league from internet lag. But CASTOR losing quite a lot of time there, slipping down, but just manages to spin around and get his shot away with the Trank. And as I was saying earlier, it has been lucky for Herpderp with losing a ton of health with his players. I don't think he's going to make that. He's looking maybe to swim, but he doesn't have enough health. So he's going to play it safe. He has a pig on 27, another pig on 36, and those were the first 2 pigs of his that were damaged quite heavily. He's going for a full range shot, which is a little bit off, slightly too far to the left, and it's back to CASTOR's final pig of the Sapper. And he'll be looking to try and knock him off the map, as this is the area to be with the TNT. So that should blast him into out of bounds, but I'm not sure if it'll be enough. As he slides down, makes it, and that is going to be a lifesaver for Herpderp, as his Grenadier will be taking his turn next. The Paratrooper losing out due to the Tranquilizer, and there could be a kill on the cards here. CASTOR might be looking to knock him in the water and then deal extra damage elsewhere, but where will he go? The Paratrooper, of course, is the only guy in the middle. And after a solid start from Herpderp, it seems to be going in CASTOR's favour at the moment, as he just about drops it down away from his own pig, so I don't think there'll be any damage on his, I'm pretty sure. Could be wrong though. No, yep, there was a little bit of damage on his own pig. But look at the Paratrooper go. We can only really look at the mini-map. And yep, he gets the kill on the Sapper. So Herpderp will need to get some damage here on his other Sapper over here. Get some hefty damage, knock him into the water. And who knows, might see another kill. No, doesn't detonate it in time though. I think further input delays costing him a little bit. So that is unfortunate. But where does CASTOR go? Because if he decides to swim, he will be losing health. But at this stage, I don't think that's going to bother him too much. He does have shrapnel grenades and the grenade launcher, dealing a maximum of 30 damage, and that should be a little bit too much, but he will get some damage. And now Herpderp should be looking to heal again. He does have a rocket launcher, but it's a battle of the islands at the moment. No one really looking to close the gap on each other. And this is really where the heavy weapons would come in handy. Just so you can keep your distance, keep shooting those bazookas and mortars. But what does Herpderp do from here? He doesn't have a sight line on anybody. So, once again, it comes down to the grenade launcher. And again, a little bit too short. Not enough. And CASTOR will look to, again, tranquilize the Paratrooper. Maybe not. He turns his attention to the Orderly, risking life and limb, and looking to remove his healing ability. Not just yet. Oh, no, okay, maybe. He was looking to get some extra damage with the jetpack, but just goes with the standard shot, and it's back to the Sapper, who can't really damage the Orderly, not unless he wants to kill his own, or at least heavily damage his own. But he needs to time his jump here. No, doesn't time it, and that's going to cost him down to 17 health. He committed. But where does he go from here? TNT, of course. There's a huge body of water over there. But again, losing time. That's not quite the angle he was looking for, I don't think. As he backtracks. Should be further enough away to not be killed by that. But he lost a ton of damage in the water and does get the bounce, but not far enough. As CASTOR's Sapper down to 27. And once again, the other Sapper here should get the kill, regardless of his position, as he jumps on the head to deal 1 and finishes it with the 50 from the TNT. Don't forget that jumping on pigs' heads is allowed, seeing as it was intended by the developers, and Wolfie bites the dust. So, according to the bar, it's very much an advantage to CASTOR. The Paratrooper, of course, is great for mobility, but hasn't really been able to strut his stuff so far after being tranked for 2 turns in a row. And look at the Sapper here, taking a ton of damage. Herpderp's going to look to probably chop him into the water. Needs to get some good distance away. That should be enough, I think. Just about. So it's now 3v3. Sorry, 3v3. Oh. But he will get the kill with the mine. And could potentially get another kill. Depending on... Yeah, he's going to go for the TNT. So he's going to get the double kill. As the Paratrooper's only on 40 health or so. So 2 kills in 1 turn for CASTOR. And he is cruising at the moment to take this first map on New Hillock. It's a tough one, but it's definitely an engineer's paradise, given how close the islands are to the edge of the map. And yeah, both pigs will most likely drown. As he slides down. Nope, dies anyway, but there is the double kill. And the orderly loses a turn. And it's back to the other Sapper. So CASTOR can really risk taking water damage here. He has all the health he needs. Just needs to take care of the Sapper. Sorry, the orderly. I mean, when you have the pig advantage, health doesn't really matter too much anymore. You just have to make sure that you get your shots on target as he goes for the punch. But Herpderp might look to punish him with that, seeing as, again, he does have the rocket launcher. Nope, immediately goes for the tranquilizer, looking to gain himself an extra turn, down to 94. And he can then do the same, but rocket launcher has to come out. It's his most heavy weapon at the moment. The biggest one he's got. And he has 2 of them. So he will deal splash onto the orderly, 35. And he has these pigs where he wants them. And the other Sapper on 26 is kind of far away. Don't forget that there is a big gap in between these 2 islands. So if CASTOR's looking to swim, it could be costly. He doesn't have the run speed anymore. So he's going to just go with the standard grenade launcher. That might be a little bit too far though. And Herpderp can take advantage again. He still has 2 tranquilizers. So down to 43. And he's probably going to do the same to the orderly. Get him down to 39. And now his next move is going to be a tricky one. Because if he kills one Sapper, then it will be the other Sapper's turn. So I think he needs to kill the Sapper that is closest to him. Because the other one doesn't have any TNTs. And isn't as dangerous because he is far away. And that gap of water between them is really what gives Herpderp the advantage right now. I'm not entirely sure where he's trying to position himself, but he's going to go for the kill with the rocket launcher to make this 2v1. Does damage himself a little bit, but the kill is there, and it's back to the sapper in the center of the map. So at the moment, it is advantage Herpderp. Castor did have a bit to do, seeing as the orderly had 120 health. And while closing the gap didn't really do him too much, he's now going to turn on the heat and try and bring this back. But Herpderp can get a kill here on the orderly with the rifle burst, so long as his shots are accurate. And we have got a game on our hands here, as that will end up as a kill as well. So 2v1, but Herpderp has the major health advantage, 68 to 24. And where does Castor go from here? Can he maybe pull out an amazing shrapnel grenade shot? He has to close the gap. He has to go for it. But is he going to swim? He is indeed just about 16 health. Maybe he'll look to dump him into the water maybe. Down with the mine. Okay, here we go. Here we go with the mine. And then maybe he's going to change his position. Does get 1 damage from jumping on his head. He's going to go for the punch. So blast him the other way, not where he wanted. And he does kill himself in the process. So tried to come back there, but Herpderp managing to hold off 3 pigs with 1 orderly. And we're going to go to round 2 on Ridgeback. So I have word that Castor is furious with himself after that first round. And he is remaining unchanged except for switching his sapper to a scout. And Herpderp is also remaining with the same lineup. So in this round it will be Castor to go first. Ridgeback is a tricky one, but both of these players highly experienced in what to expect from all of these maps. And of course, starting off with the sapper once again, it is advantage to Herpderp after taking that round. Just destroying 3 pigs with 1 orderly. So maybe the pressure getting to Castor a little bit. But he's going to start off by going straight for the Grenadier. Not sure that'll have enough to blast him into the mines, but he will deal damage anyway. And again, looking to combo onto the enemy orderly. Both of the Grenadier and the orderly position next to a minefield, which is unlucky for Herpderp. But that's where the spawn locations can be a little bit tricky sometimes. The orderly should come flying back down. Oh, the Grenadier, sorry, does fall into the mines. The orderly is safe and is still alive, the Grenadier. Wasn't expecting that. So he will have free passage to the other side of the island. And Herpderp will be looking to take the rocket launcher, I believe. As we saw previously, very accurate with that, and he'll be looking to damage the orderly, who is positioned very close to his own orderly. So he has a bit of a dilemma. But it looks like he'll be going for the scout. Maybe a little bit short, drops in the water, and that will be costly, but we have 3 pigs basically body blocking each other, and Castor looking to capture more mines, as they are vital. As the match progresses, you can get double kills as you saw in the previous game. So where does he go from here? Does he blast all of these guys? Nope, he's going to go straight for the Grenadier once again. Don't think that will blast him in the right direction though. Yep, he will get the double with the mines. So, whoa, Castor slipping just enough. Slips away and the Grenadier doesn't fall off. So, Herpderp getting, if I'm honest, extremely lucky so far. But I think he'll be looking to blast the sapper into the wall here. Again, another spawn location that can be quite tricky for the player who is receiving said damage. And it's very tense right now between both of these players. But that will be a ton of damage on the sapper. He will swim back. I suffered the same fate against ADB on this map. So he's down to 61. But he will pick up shrapnel grenades, which aren't particularly helpful, seeing as he already has plenty of them. But look at the paratrooper just right next to the water. So potentially a kill, but I imagine that if his paratrooper is to live, then he will immediately fly and pick up the crates that are on the far side, as they are usually the most valuable. You have one crate that is random, so you can pick up anything from an airburst to a shockwave. Will Herman make it? I think he will. Should just about. So you have the one randomized crate, and there is another one in the mines, which I believe is a guide missile. I think. But Herpderp taking the right move here to heal up the Grenadier. And he should spin around and look to tranquilize the scout, I think. So he will go for the orderly. That is also an equally good move. Removes Castor's ability to trank. And it was the orderly's turn next as well. So right back to the sapper, who could be looking to blast the sapper and the orderly, but I think if Herpderp hadn't kind of body blocked the orderly, he could have left him wide open. So a lot of body blocking going on here, but I don't think Herpderp really cares too much. Yes, he does. Doesn't get the full 30, so rushed it a little bit, still had a bit of time. But due to the body blocking, the scout won't really be able to tranquilize anybody just yet. But I feel like that could be coming later on. And I said tranquilize, I meant poison. He could use the poison gas. But here goes Castor looking for that randomized crate. Or it could be an airburst. Is it randomized? We shall see. No, it is a jetpack. Yes, so it is randomized. And that includes mobility items as well. So he's going to remove the paratrooper. It does bring out the poison, but that will be a kill. Just gets rid of his jetpacks. And seeing as the scout has a jetpack, that will be dangerous later on. But where does Herpderp go from here? He's got two high-risk pigs that are stood next to his only source of healing. I'm not entirely sure. It's a tricky one because it is 2v1, and I think he might... yeah, he's going to take the gamble here to deal a ton of damage, and the sapper goes flying. Doesn't fall in the mines, but his own orderly survives and, well, down to 7 health. The sapper down to 58, and yeah, he had to take some kind of a move there to remove that body block. Castor losing even more health, down to 41, but he will get that kill with the mine, as it does come in handy once more, and should get some more damage onto the Grenadier after that crazy cluster bomb shot. But again, losing more damage, and needs to focus on where he's going to position his sapper after this TNT use. Doesn't want to back up too close to the orderly, and of course, as expected from Castor and his experience, he does exactly that and runs in the opposite direction. So he does get the kill on the Grenadier and the orderly, 2 kills in 1. The double kill comes out. This sapper will die, but it seems that right now Castor has the advantage. It will be 4v2. As the sapper drowns, and we have 3 of Castor's pigs on one side, his sapper on the other, and look how close Herpderp's pigs are positioned to each other. Not the best spot, especially when the Grenadier is going to go next. And we could be in for a ton of damage once more. I think they might be positioned just far enough. Nope. He can probably chuck a high explosive grenade in there, in between both of them. Doesn't want to get too close though. He looks to instead body block the other sapper. But he does deal damage to both. And the sapper bounces into the water, down to 69 health. So he did try and body block. Didn't quite go according to plan. Herpderp's going to completely ignore the Grenadier and probably go for the Orderly, who is down to 55 health. So needs to get some kind of environmental damage alongside this. Otherwise the Orderly will survive and Herpderp will pay, most likely with a tranquilizer shot to the face. But can he get the extra damage from the bounce? He does fall in and he does indeed drown. So lucky there for Herpderp. It's now 3v2, but the full health scout over here with the mobility of the jetpack will be looking to poison wherever possible, and he does immediately that, as the sapper is down to 124 health, but he does not have the range, and that will be enough. Ooh, just about poisons Herpderp's pig, misses his own Grenadier, thankfully, and with his final TNT, he will look to blast him into the mines, and this should be a kill. He is on 116. Blast him down to 70, and the extra mines, will it be enough? It will. So the Grenadier doesn't survive. It's now 2v2, and look at the sapper over here, down to 39 health. So it's a real battle of wits, but Castor does have the advantage with the TNT and the full health scout. He should have enough to run away, but I think the sapper is going to fall into the mines anyway. And he lives! So that leaves even more work for Castor, but he could gain an extra turn with the poison. So what's he going to do here? Yeah, he has to do the TNT once more. The TNT dance, as it were. But I think if he had more time, he'd be looking to be out of sight of the scout. So the sapper falls in exactly the same place as his counterpart. So it's now 2v1, but Castor with the health advantage. And he'll be looking to collect the crate, I think, in the middle of the mines, maybe. Or ignoring it completely and going for the poison. It seems that way. Maybe a little bit of nerves creeping in, as he is looking to hide instead. Interesting move here. I guess just playing the long game, looking to whittle down Herpderp's health. I mean, if he wants to deal damage, he has to get close to the scout, and that's probably the first time we've seen the hide be used in the league in a tactical way. But Herpderp losing time, losing ground, and it seems losing health as well. So losing a ton of health there. And yeah, he's all out of TNTs anyway, so the armor from the hide ability of the scout is going to come in handy. Castor will then look to gain an extra turn. And I think this one is most likely going to be a win for Castor. Again, coming down to the wire with the last few pigs remaining. And he does still have the jetpack, which he's held on to all game. And he'll be looking to use that in his next go, I'm sure. Doesn't get the double, but he does get the extra turn. And the sapper is a goner. So it should be an easy cleanup here for Castor. Used all of his poison gases, and his jetpack will be coming out to knock him as close to the water as possible. I imagine he might even look to... yeah, you know it's going to come out. The knife has to come out here. Nope, instead he's going to hide and just let Herpderp die slowly, down to 45 health. There isn't much he can do. And yeah, Herpderp's going to look to kill himself here. And we are going to go to a third and final round. On to Frostfight, which, as you'll remember, was one of the maps that these two met on during the rank up tournament, where CASTOR came out as the victor in the semi-final. So the Zapper down to 0, he drowns, and it is now 1-1. So CASTOR pulls it back. We go to the third and final game on Frostfight. Ooh, things are hotting up. Stay tuned. So welcome back to the third and final round here between CASTOR and Herpderp. CASTOR changing things up to his Orderly going first, then the Sapper, the Paratrooper, then the Grenadier, then the Sapper, and a heavy weapons, which we don't see that often in the league so far. And Herpderp, I think, needs to change things up here. Goes with the Paratrooper, then the Grenadier, so goes for mobility first. Obviously, this final round, the person that goes first is randomized, so CASTOR will be looking to tranquilize, and Herpderp will be looking to mobilize as soon as possible. And it will be CASTOR to go first. So once again, CASTOR getting lucky with the randomized player that goes first, and he will pick up the rocket launcher. And, anti-P mines, sorry. Incorrect knowledge of the weapons on this map. Sometimes they're rocket launchers, sometimes they're mines. There's a bunch of different weapons on this map, including roller grenades, but we'll get into that another time, as we have all of the pigs lined up here. And CASTOR immediately goes for the Orderly, and I think we'll look to trank him as well. Needs to be careful, though. He will damage himself. Oh, but runs out of time! And the extra damage there coming onto both of the Orderlies. Orderly sliding away. And Herpderp, I can only imagine, has a good knowledge of this map and the weapons you can expect to find, including, I believe, a guide missile, which is where he's heading for immediately, but I believe suffering from maybe a little bit of internet lag. Oh, that is unfortunate. That is very, very unlucky, and it comes back to CASTOR, who I think will be looking to do the same thing, or at least damage both of these guys. He's not going to worry too much about the Paratrooper. And I think that was primarily down to input delay, as Herpderp let go of his parachute just a little bit too soon. CASTOR just about not slipping off, but he's going to do a ton of damage to both of these pigs, and that is going to be unfortunate. Oh no, it falls in the water. That is going to be costly, as the Grenadier can finally move away. And you really have to feel for Herpderp, because he was going to pick up those guide missiles and do some damage, but loses that advantage after CASTOR just being unable to trank in time. So he will bid him farewell with a cluster bomb. He's not going to die just yet, but gets the detonation. A ton of damage there. And slides down next to his own paratrooper, which I think Herpderp will be looking at with intense scrutiny, because those pigs are positioned very close to each other. But it's Grenadier versus Grenadier again. CASTOR almost firing the rifle. But that could maybe... No, could have been a kill. Not enough damage. And it is back to CASTOR with his Orderly. So again, I think he'll be looking to heal up the Grenadier. And then... I mean, if I were him, I would then take a rocket launcher and blast it in between both of those pigs. Everything is happening in this one small area. But the Grenadier goes back up to 53 health. The Orderly's down to 69, and he's going to look to get the trank. I think, yes indeed, gets the trank on the Orderly, down to 20 health. And if he had a poison gas, that would be pretty sweet. But it's back to the Sapper, who of course doesn't have mobility. But he will pick up the jetpack, which then gives him said mobility. And where does he go from here? Gets another cluster grenade. There are plenty of weapons to find and use on Frostfight, which does make it a good map. But CASTOR, ooh, just about getting the TNT away. Spent too much time collecting crates, but does get the TNT away, and that will nudge him down to at least 101, which it does. But no water damage just yet. So Herpderp resuming once again. Not forgetting, or at least trying to forget, about the heavy weapons. The very first in this match between the two. But again, sticking with the standard strategy of... Ooh, that is unfortunate. He does get water damage, but he does damage himself a little bit by 14. And the gunner will look to... I think, yeah, maybe flamethrower him? No, goes for the mortar shot, body blocking and looking for the paratrooper. This is going to be a tough one. Let's see if CASTOR has been practicing his mortar shots. I think that should be a little bit short. Doesn't do any damage, falls in between. So he looks for the other sapper. But is suffering a little bit from input delays. But he should just about get this one away, but can he successfully run away? He can indeed. And the sapper will move down to 99 health with full damage. No, just about bounces off, but falls into the water. And CASTOR immediately misses another turn. And it's back to where Herpderp wanted to be with the guide missiles, with the high ground. So we're back and good to go. Had some more internet issues, which were solely my fault. I'll explain it another time, but for now it's back to the game here on Frostfight with Herpderp controlling the guide missile. Gets 53 damage onto the Grenadier, and CASTOR is not plugged in. Nevertheless, he is going to immediately run away and I think look to do the same thing. He only has one jetpack remaining. So he's going to fly away and grab whatever this crate will be, which will also be ×3 guided missiles. So both players with the heavy weapons dealing a maximum of 75 damage, and I think CASTOR will definitely get the kill here. Yep, 72. And that will be the first kill of this match, which has been difficult up to this point. But again, I need to apologize formally to both players, because this is a heated match in this league. And the last thing both players want is trying to play a match and internet issues being in their way, and indeed affecting performance. But Herpderp picking up the jetpack, so we'll hopefully get at least a kill here. He does indeed. So the orderly is down, and he needs to look to get a trank away onto the Grenadier. Just about runs right up to him, and that is a wonderful turn for Herpderp. A kill and an extra turn. He needs to turn his attention now, I think. Actually, no, he'll probably keep it on the gunner. Needs to get rid of him and his long-range abilities. Mortars are quite scary when they're in the hands of more experienced players. But he'll be looking to knock him in the water. Doesn't want to take any more damage from his own TNT shots. So I think he needs to keep running whenever he plants one down. So no damage on him. But the gunner bounces off the wall, falls in, gets a little bit of damage. But it's a shame Herpderp doesn't have any scouts, as poison gas would be very handy right now. But it is 4v4. The match is still pretty damn equal. And look at this arsenal here from CASTOR. Herpderp does have a full health sapper, so this will nudge him down substantially, but not as much as CASTOR would have liked. And he will repay the favor with a punch from the TNT. So he does plant it down and should have enough time to run away out of range of the blast radius. And Castor's Sapper down by 44 and should fall in. No! Just shy of the water. And the Gunner struggling a little bit on 19 health. Castor also struggling to walk a little bit. Also suffering, it seems, from more internet issues. So he does slide down, but should be able to recover. And I think he might be looking to damage the Paratrooper once again, sticking with the same routine, body block plus mortar. But he is positioned slightly further back here. So that might also drop in the same place as last time. Maybe a little bit of splash. He does get the 20, I think. But he remains on the high ground with his guide missiles intact. And knowing that Castor has the same thing, he looks to nudge. Oh, gets the maximum 75. And it's still a very close game here. The bar says that Herpderp is winning, and that's probably because of the damage that was just dealt. So Castor looks to repay the favor. Doesn't want to go too high, doesn't want to hit the blimp, but that should be 69 damage. And the 3, well 4 technically. So 73 in total. But it's back to the Orderly, who remains in a good position to get the kill on his next turn onto the Grenadier. And look at this. Body block. Oh, the Gunner on 19 health, but he's going to ignore him completely. And instead goes for the Sapper on 54, so he could knock him in the water here. Just needs to angle it right. That is near enough where he wants it to be. And positions himself close to the enemy Gunner. So that should be a kill. Just about, as the Sapper drowns. So 4v3. Very much advantage to Herpderp. And again, I need to apologize for the amount of cuts in this video as well. Just due to both players having to pause because of internet issues. But that will also be a kill, and Castor damaging himself down to 8 health. He does live, but the Paratrooper perishes. So now 3v3. Herpderp looking to close the gap on the Paratrooper, but not before picking up this crate, which I believe is either a jetpack or a rocket launcher. It is indeed a jetpack, so he could get a kill here. Needs to nudge his health down and then finish it up with a TNT perhaps. 5 seconds remaining. Can he have enough time? Does he? He does. He gets it away. And that will be another kill for Herpderp. So the Paratrooper falls 3v2. But Castor's Gunner on 8 health and his, well, Grenadier on 27. Could get a kill on the Orderly. So it's really coming down to the wire, but I think as soon as Herpderp can neutralize the Grenadier, I think that will be a kill on the Orderly as well. If he slides down as well, could potentially drown. No, but he does perish anyway. But yeah, if Herpderp can neutralize the Grenadier, then the match should be his. As he doesn't want to leave the Grenadier alive because he is just too dangerous. But he should get at least 1 kill here. Again, just focusing it down. Goes for the punch. Because I feel like Castor knows that he has maybe lost this match. So will this be Castor's first defeat in the league at the hands of Herpderp? His main rival. And that also means that the league is hotting up even more, because this will remove CASTOR's lead of 3 points. Not before more internet issues though, of course. And CASTOR, knowing he is going to lose, decides to end it all as his winning streak comes to an end and Herpderp takes the victory 2-1. And well, I hope you guys have enjoyed this match. I know it's been a difficult one for these two, both in terms of their battles between each other and battling the internet problems. But I hope you can check out the other videos. Let me know your thoughts on this one in the comments, and we'll catch you later in the next match.